From the Coach Tom Kurth Athletic Complex in Elkhart, Michiana Video is proud to present Indiana High School Unified Track and Field. Our executive producer is Gary Martin. I'm Matt Yakey. It's senior night here in Elkhart. Coach Todd Sheely leading his Elkhart Lions here tonight, along with the Penn Kingsmen, the Mishawaka Cavemen, the Jimtown Jimmies, and the South Bend John Adams Eagles. A very pleasant but rather cool spring night here in Elkhart, but a lot of exciting track and field action that we can bring to you on this pleasant evening. Right now we're getting ready for some field events. The shot put will be taking place here at the south end of the stadium, actually the southeast end at Rice Field, part of the Coach Tom Kurth Athletic Complex. And on the north side will be the long jump. And we'll give you an overview of unified track. This involves a special athlete and partner athletes. It's a collaboration between Special Olympics and the Indiana High School Athletic Association. Unified Track and Field has its beginnings in Indiana, 7 or 8 years ago. And in fact, in 2018, the Elkhart Memorial Crimson Chargers were the unified state champion in track and field. And Coach Sheely led the Chargers at that time. He's been the coach now at Elkhart High School since the merge, and obviously prior to that at Elkhart Memorial. And he's also our head soccer coach, so he's very busy. But he has a special place in his heart for these athletes. We brought you unified football in the fall, and that was a lot of fun. And tonight we're bringing you unified track and field. We see the athletes gathering now after some instructions. This is a rather large meet with 5 teams participating. And we see some warm-ups in the long jump pit. So we'll bring you a lot of exciting video and showcase these athletes. Mishawaka also introduced its senior athletes tonight here at Rice Field. So it was nice to see them recognized. The Penn Kingsmen always have a rather large contingent of athletes. And we're going to make sure we give a shout out to everyone that we can tonight. Unified Track and Field has a rather limited slate of events. As I mentioned, the shot put will be taking place. And also we're going to have the long jump as part of the field events. And then the actual track events include the 100-meter dash, the 400-meter dash, and a relay. So we'll bring you all that exciting action tonight here at Rice Field, part of the Coach Tom Kurth Athletic Complex. We can see a big crowd gathered at both the long jump pit and at the shot put circle. About 48 degrees here in Elkhart tonight. And we'll give you some recognition of the shot putters. In Heat 1, or actually it would be kind of Group 1, Tamari Morris from Elkhart, he has a best effort of 49 feet 9 inches. Logan Jellison from Elkhart, 2 seniors recognized tonight with a 42.6. Rylan Byler from Penn. Drayton Bear, another senior from Elkhart. Jacob Zumbrum, 41 foot 1 inch from Penn. Keaton Thompson with a 38-foot throw from Penn. And Landon Lee with a throw of 34.6. So they'll be in the Heat 1. They'll have 2 attempts each. And to keep everybody warm, they'll go through that first 8 before they go to the second group. And I'll try to keep an eye on it. Tamari Morris and Logan Jellison, both standouts on the football team. There's some long jump action for you. And we'll identify those athletes as soon as we can here. And I know once that measuring stick comes out, that we're ready to go. I just saw Juju Coleman. That looked to be a practice attempt. And they're raking the pit. And once we see the live action, a lot of activity down here at Rice Field. Great to see all these athletes and their partner athletes participating in unified track. And now it does appear that we do have live action, because I do see a tape measure down there. So we'll identify the competitors in the first group of long jumpers. The aforementioned Juju Coleman from Elkhart, he has a personal best of 18 feet 4 inches. Colin Krempek from Elkhart, 17.7. Blake Jones from Elkhart, 16.9. Aiden Oppenheim from Mishawaka, 16 feet 1 inch. Miguel Acedo from Mishawaka, 15 feet 5 inches. Adrian Gutierrez from John Adams, 15.5. Tayshawn Bolden from Jimtown, 15.4.5. And Elijah Jones from John Adams High School, 14 feet 9 inches. Those are our competitors in Group 1 of the long jump. I know that co-athletic director Brian Buckley and his wife Kelly, teacher at Elkhart High School, both helping with tonight's meet. So we'll give a shout out to them. And we're continuing to watch some long jump action. And I'll keep an eye on the shot put for you. There's the shot put. And long jump. Looked like a good jump there. Again, competitors are measured by placement and how they perform relative to their personal best. It's just an outstanding collaboration between special athletes and their partner athletes. Later on, we'll have Todd Sheely come up and discuss unified track in greater detail, which I mentioned is truly a passion of his. And how about that? Our executive producer, Gary Martin, with some split screen action for you to showcase both the long jump and the shot put. And you're going to see our sponsors stream across your screen. And we want to give a big thank you, particularly to good folks like at Bargain Right Thrift Store on Cassopolis Street in Elkhart. Our friends at OSMC. Of course, Bowling Vision Center. Amazing happens here at Bowling Vision Center. And of course, our wonderful friends from Northside CarQuest Auto Parts on County Road 6 in Elkhart for all of your automotive needs. You can like us and follow us on Facebook across the United States and around the world to catch exciting Indiana high school athletics featuring Elkhart High School, but of course all of their competitors in northern Indiana as we showcase tonight. So we welcome, of course, our friends from Mishawaka, Jimtown, John Adams, Penn, moms and dads, aunts and uncles, grandpas and grandpas, friends and neighbors. We'll continue to showcase the action here. And the long jump is the same as the shot put. We go through 8 competitors first with 2 attempts, and then a placement based on their performance tonight. And again, unified track is a co-ed participation sport. The long jump has 9 groups tonight. A lot of competitors. You got to keep everybody moving to keep the meet moving. Elkhart, as I said, hosting tonight, obviously. And the shot put has 8 heats or groups for the field events. We'll keep an eye on both events as they move forward tonight. We'll give you the second group in shot put to make sure we identify all of those competitors. Cameron Brown from John Adams has a best of 32 feet 9 inches. Micah Jacobs from John Adams, 32 feet 4 inches. Yes, sir. Open it. And we're back here at Elkhart High School Freshman Division, Ricefield, part of the Coach Tom Kurth Athletic Complex. Just had some production enhancement with our executive producer, Gary Martin. I want to recognize Courtney Hamilton and Rex Smith are on the cameras tonight. And we just put outside a microphone, so hopefully you can catch some of the sound. Lots of cheering here at Unified Track. Try to give you the full flavor of it. And I was mentioning the group 2 in shot put, and I think I left off with Micah Jacobs from John Adams with a best of 32 feet 4 inches. Jaden Burnside from Penn, the same effort, 32-4. Logan LaFree from Jimtown, 31-10. Caden Donovan from Elkhart, 31-4. Cruz Gallegos from Penn, 30 feet 10 inches. Mason Foster, 30 feet even from John Adams. And Gabriel Rodriguez of Jimtown High School. Gabriel has a best of 28-10. So you're seeing all those competitors compete tonight at Ricefield. And just watching this, I can tell you, it's fun to see how the officials at each event really keep these competitors going. If you didn't have a little bit of discipline, we'd be here most of the evening to get through all these groups of long jumpers and shot putters. It's fun to see. We'll go ahead and give you Group 2 in the long jump. In the long jump, Group 2 would include Jude Roach from Penn with an effort of 14 feet 9 inches. Andrew Anderson with an effort of 14 feet 1 inch from John Adams. Kamari Hennings, 13-10 from Elkhart. Francisco Esula from Elkhart, 13 feet 8 inches. Bella Spahn from Penn, 13-7. Margaret Coppins Clark, 13-3 from Mishawaka. Caden Hertztel, 13-3 from John Adams. And Addison Craig with an effort of 13 feet 2 inches from Penn High School. And we always have fun in track and field and any sort of event that is timed or has a tape measure attached to it. You're always trying to beat your best. And that's part of the fun of track and field, and swimming, of course, a timed event. Cross country. Off the top of my head that I can think of. So always competing against a clock or a tape measure. As the action continues here at Rice Field in Elkhart. As I mentioned, Unified Track does have a tournament series, a sectional, a regional, and a state championship. It is a sanctioned IHSAA sport. I mentioned we'll have some track events later on, the 100, the 400, highlighting tonight's event agenda, and a relay. We had a great senior night celebration before the competition tonight. As I mentioned, Mishawaka chose to recognize their senior athletes, as did the Elkhart High School Lions. And with all the attendant pomp and circumstance, it was nice to see. You hear about these young people doing good things. And great plans, too.
Hey, Matt.
Yes, sir.
I'm live for a change.
Oh, our executive producer, Gary Martin.
I want to give a shout out to my granddaughter, who is celebrating her 7th birthday. And being the bad grandpa that I am, I'm not there.
Well, that's the least you could do, is do a cool graphic like you just did. Happy birthday, sweetheart. That's wonderful.
Yeah, that should stay up a little longer.
You'll get her back. You'll for sure get her a neat present, I know.
Oh, and I see I'm missing. Hang on. I'm missing a graphic. Part of her name is missing there.
Uh-oh. Well, let's get it right.
It was being covered up by the other graphic. Calliope. Happy birthday, Calliope. I love you.
I think Calliope is a very fun name. I don't know too many Calliopes, Gary.
No, there aren't too many.
That's wonderful. Yeah. I don't know how her parents came up with it, but I think that might catch on.
Yeah.
She said she's 7 years old?
Yep, 7 today.
Oh, my goodness. What an age. Well, happy birthday, Calliope. That's wonderful. And, of course, I want to make sure we also give a shout-out to Michiana Morning on ABC 57 at noon and 12:30 on Saturdays. It's a great way to showcase your local Michiana business. Please contact our executive producer, Gary Martin. He'll produce an outstanding video presentation that showcases your business to a wide audience in Michiana. And the action continues here at Rice Field in Elkhart. You see the athletes who are not participating right now on the field, but most of them actually are kind of watching both the shot put and the long jump competitions as they continue. And we'll make sure we recognize all of the competitors tonight. And because we're moving so quickly, I want to make sure we get to that before they're done. In the shot put, in Group 3, we're going to have Nicholas Wetzel, who has a personal best of 28 feet 9 inches. He's from Penn. Delvi Ricky from Penn, 27.2. Aaliyah Sledge, 26.6 from Elkhart. That's really an excellent effort. We know Aaliyah from volleyball, and she was also a senior recognized tonight. Alex Flanagan, South Bend John Adams, 26.1. Michael Mariles from Penn, 26 feet even. Camarlo Groves, 25 feet 3 inches. He's from John Adams. Luke Yoder, 23 feet 2 inches from Penn. And Iona Granger, 22.2 from John Adams High School. We'll be joined later on by my friend Keith Bieber, who will provide some commentary and analysis. Keith, very busy recently with his coaching duties, but it's always great to have him alongside. And we have a lot of fun broadcasting Indiana high school athletics. We're in the midst of baseball and softball season. And then later in the spring season in May, we'll be bringing you the Northern Indiana Conference girls and boys track and field meet, which is always a delight. So much action to cover for you. But this just flat matches it, because you celebrate young people who compete, trying to do their best if they have some challenges, but they're out there trying to do better than what they did before. And their partner athletes as well. I think the partner athletes probably get more out of this than the special athletes. We'll cover Group 3 in long jump, just so we stay ahead of the ball game here. Group 3 in long jump will feature Grace Fisher from Penn. Grace has a best effort of 12 feet 8 inches. Carly Greenway from Elkhart, 12.7. Kyra Michelle from Penn, 12.7. Bryn Fritz from Elkhart, 12.6. Layla Goulis from Elkhart, 12.5. Owen Marks from Elkhart, 12.5. Gus Renke from John Adams High School, 12.5. Peyton Garton from Jimtown, 12.4.5. And Mary Grace Foster from John Adams, 12.4. So now we're at 3-3 through our groups of competitors in the two field events for unified track and field. And now I see on the field our co-athletic director, Brian Buck Buckley, talking with Coach Todd Sheely for the Elkhart Lions. As the competition continues. And of course, once we have results, we'll give them to you as much as we can, because if we give every heat, that's going to be a long list again. So we'll see how our time plays out tonight as we continue to cover the unified track and field. From watching these competitions previously, they do an excellent job, as I mentioned earlier, of keeping the competition going, and particularly on a rather cool spring night. Important to certainly the competitors, and the spectators certainly appreciate it as well. So certainly we'll be covering the 100-meter dash heats, the 400-meter for you, as well as the relays. And we have 7 or 8 heats of each of those events as well that we'll be able to bring to you tonight on Michiana Video. Like us and follow us on Facebook. On our way to 3,000 followers, and we want to make sure we thank all of the folks that watch Michiana Video on the WSBT media platforms. We value that relationship and collaboration with WSBT and the media platforms that give that time for Indiana high school athletics. So thank you for watching. Yeah. So we have several interviews tonight. We want to share the passion of these coaches with you. So let's hear from the cavemen.
I'm Coach Kylie Murphy from Mishawaka High School. I coach unified track because I think that everybody deserves to have a sport, no matter their ability or disability. So I think that it is a great chance to give them something else to do besides just being in the classroom. They get to make friends from other schools along with other classmates that they go to high school with, that they then get to see out in the hallways and things like that. And it just gives them something else to look forward to than just their normal school day.
Leveling the playing field, brought to you by A1 Concrete Leveling.
Kylie Murphy, she just noted something that a lot of folks may not remember or note, but not only are they here together, but when you see a fellow student in the hallway, anyone that's ever participated in an athletic competition on a team, in drama club, in orchestra band, you recognize you have a bond with that fellow student. And Coach Kylie Murphy just pointed that out, how important that is in the hallways over at Mishawaka High School, as it is in all the hallways of the participating schools, to have someone like Tamari Morris, who is going to be attending the University of St. Francis on football scholarship, or Logan Jellison, reach out to his teammate that is a special athlete, means the world to those young people. So that's a great point by Coach Murphy from Mishawaka High School. Gary, you want to go to another coach's interview? Yeah, let's hear another coach's interview as we watch the action.
My name is Todd Shealy. I'm the head coach for Elkhart Unified Track Team. This is my 8th year as the Unified Track head coach here at Elkhart. I was head coach at Memorial for 4 years, and then the past 4 years have been the Lions head coach since the merger. I'm also the president of the Unified Coach Association of Indiana. So I'm a big believer in the importance of inclusion, not only in the classroom, but also on the athletic fields. Tonight we've got Mishawaka, Jimtown, South Penn Riley, South Penn Adams, and Penn all joining us. So a little NIC, NLC meet here, if you will. We'll be running the shot put, long jump, 100-meter, 400-meter, and then boys and girls 4x1 relays. Excited to get out here and compete. A little chilly, but I think we'll be fast in our performances and throw as well as we can and jump as far as we can tonight. Looking forward to a great meet.
Leveling the playing field, brought to you by A1 Concrete Leveling.
Our friends from A1 Concrete Leveling, that was Coach Todd Shealy, and you can just tell the passion that he has for unified track and field. As I mentioned, he has another full-time job with our soccer program at Elkhart High School, but Coach Shealy, 4 years at Elkhart Memorial, including the state championship, 4 years now at Elkhart. This is his 4th season, and the president of the Unified Coach Association of Indiana. So he's a person that is passionate and promotes this sport. So it's great to hear from Coach Shealy. You're watching the action in the long jump pit and over at the shot put area in the circle. And by the way, we have just tremendous facilities here in Elkhart. That's a great reason to have this type of meet here, with every accommodation that you need as far as space, and then the facilities for the field events, and the track is second to none in northern Indiana. So a great spot for a track and field meet.
Today's coverage is brought to you by Sanders Pianowski, legal solutions that work, and Premium Concrete Services, your go-to concrete contractors.
And we're back. We want to make sure we give proper recognition to all of our sponsors. Right there, Premium Concrete Services and Sanders Pianowski, both located in the heart of Elkhart. And we'll go ahead and read off our fourth group of competitors in the shot put and in the long jump. As you watch them compete, they'll go through. They really don't have identifiers, except I know some of the Elkhart kids directly, but we want to make sure we give them a proper accolade. So in the shot put in group 4, Olivia Demagd, she has a best of 22 1.5. Remilio Granger from John Adams, 21.6. Haley Kruger from Penn, 21.5. David Chrysler from Jimtown, 21.1. Aubrey Scott from Mishawaka, she has a best of 20 feet 11 inches. And Louise Laurendeau from Penn, 20 feet 8. And Teluva Falulu, and by the way, if I mess up your name and your folks look at it, I apologize, with a best of 20 feet 3 inches. And quickly, we can give you the first 3 heats of long jump. Juju Coleman of Elkhart, he ended up jumping 16 1.5. Colin Krempick from Elkhart, 17 feet and a half. Blake Jones had a best of 15.4. And in the second heat, Francisco Izuela, 14.7. Kamari Hennings, 14.4. And in heat 3, the best was Carly Greenway at Owen Marks, 13.11. Carly Greenway, 13.7. Had to attend to some responsibilities here in the press box to make sure that our scores had the sheet, and they'll take care of that. So we have that mission accomplished. That's why I need Keith. Doggone it. So anyway, they've completed obviously 3 heats of the long jump. And the last competitor in group 4, the shot put, is Nathan Sandlett with a throw of 20 feet 3 inches. So we better go to the long jump and give you the competitors in heat 4. Cassidy Cook from Elkhart, 12.3. Hayden Deinhart, Elkhart, 12.2. Kenny Brown from John Adams, 12 feet 1. Rhea Metcalf from Elkhart, 12 feet. Crystalline Miner from Penn, 12 feet. Evelyn Scheidler from Penn, 12 feet. And Lauren Baldini from Penn, 11.11. So we've given you the first 4 groups in both long jump and shot put tonight. And as you can see, in both field events, either the effort, the handicap, or the best, depending on the athlete, is showcased, and that all goes towards scoring. As we continue to watch the competition in long jump and shot put tonight. Spring has definitely sprung as we see all the trees with the leaves coming out. And the grass growing, and a few folks have cut their grass already, including me, which means you have to keep cutting it because it just grows. But that's all part of the fun of spring and anticipation of spring after a really mild winter here in Elkhart County. So we'll identify those competitors now in Group 5 of the shot put and Group 5 of the long jump. In Group 5 in the shot put, Leland Hedrick from Elkhart, 19.3. Keegan Michelle, 19.3 for Penn. Jaden Marino, 19.3 for Mishawaka. Madison Paget, 18.9 for Elkhart. Malia Linares, 18.8.5 for Jimtown. Hayden Gross, 18.7 for Penn. Brennan Crouch, 18.5 for Elkhart. And Emma Baker, her effort is 18.4 for Penn. And then we'll go to the long jump for you. In Group 5 of the long jump, Azel Segburn-Hiva from Penn, 11.10. Kenny Townley, 11.8.5 for Mishawaka. Allie Hudson, 11.5 for Riley. And I want to give a shout out to the Wildcats. I think we may have omitted them in our opening, so welcome to the South Bend Riley Wildcats. They don't have nearly as many competitors as some of the other schools, but it's wonderful to see them out here competing. Coley Brown, 11.2 for Penn. Blake Blair, 11.1.5 for Mishawaka. Madison Lawson, 11.1 for John Adams. Malia Sharp, 11.1 from Penn. And Amaya Day Armour, 11 feet even from Mishawaka. So we've now gone through 5 groups of competitors as you continue to watch the competition here at Rice Field in Elkhart. I just saw some footage yesterday of head coach Trevon Curry and his Elkhart Lions with some spring practice on the field here in Elkhart. And of course, we'll bring you all the exciting football action this fall. Continue to watch the competitors, and once again we want to thank all of our sponsors as they stream across your screen. Every once in a while we'll do a bumper, which is basically just a short commercial. And here's another one.
Today's coverage is brought to you by Northside Auto CarQuest, Elkhart's auto repair experts, and by Modern Kitchen, redesign, remodel, and relax.
And once again, thank you to all of our sponsors here on Michiana Video, Linton's and Modern Kitchens, OSMC. And there's no real designated timeouts in the track and field meet. And so we want to make sure that we give the proper recognition of our sponsors, and so you'll see those bumpers throughout the evening. Once we get to some of the track events, sometimes there's a break that is a designated break of 30 seconds to a minute where you can put in some commercials, but those are few and far between because, once again, they're going to really keep the competition moving here tonight at Rice Field in Elkhart. As we continue to watch the long jump and shot put competitions. And of course, the interesting part really is once these field events are completed, really the track events go pretty quickly because you have a limited amount of events for these athletes in which to compete. We'll give you group 6 in the shot put as I watch over across the field, as I mentioned, to the southeast side of Rice Field. The shot put really in rapid fire. In group 6, Caitlin Gaynor from Penn, 18-4. Violet Redmond from Mishawaka, 17-5. Aaron Carrillo Aviles from Elkhart, 17-1. Sa'a Unton from Penn, 16-8. Brianna Amaya from Jimtown, 16-3. Neva Wenzel from Elkhart, 16-3. I'm sorry, that's Neva Wenzel. And then Sonia Floyd from Penn, 16-2, and Caroline Harmon from James Whitcomb Riley High School in South Bend, 16-2. And in the long jump, Tommy Asbury from Elkhart, 10 feet 10 inches. Carolyn Gutierrez from Penn, 10-10. Devin Douglas from John Adams, 10-9. Clara Nietzsche from Penn, 10-5. Amaya Ash from Mishawaka, 10-4. Caitlin Trembath from Penn, 10-3. Ebba Fox from Penn, 10 feet 2 inches. And Allie Yan from Elkhart, 10 feet 2 inches. And so once again, we'll continue to watch all those competitors. I'm sure their family and friends are watching for their athlete to be on the video here at Rice Field in Elkhart. You can pick up some of the sights and sounds from our outstanding Michiana video production crew headed by Mr. Gary Martin. Elkhart Athletics in action tonight. Baseball is home with a conference game against John Glenn. And softball is away in Walkerton facing the John Glenn Falcons. So our best wishes for both teams. And boys golf is over at Erskine Park on the south side of South Bend with a match. A little bit cold out there, not much wind. So bundle up and play well, Lions. So we've given you now 6 groups of shot put and long jump. We'll give you another group as I'm going to be joined momentarily by my friend Keith Bieber. In group 7 of the shot put, we'll have James Yakum, 16-2. Zaya Graham, 15-8 from Penn. Tegan Keeley, 15-4 from Penn. Matt Van Acker, 14-10 from Mishawaka. Casey Odell, 14-6 from Penn. Marina Engel, 14-2 from Elkhart. Cody McGillum, 13-10 from Penn. And Anthony Mullis, 13-10 from John Adams. And in long jump, we're going to have Fabiana Cardenas, 10 feet from Penn. Kendall Shepard, 10 feet from Penn. Jordan Horvath, 9-7 from Penn. Digna Quintanilla, 9-5 from Elkhart. Arlena Richards, 9-4 from Jimtown. Olivia Metcalf, 8-10 from Penn. Jayshawn Brown, 9-7 from John Adams. And 8-6, Danica Shepard from Penn. Keith, you're here.
I am here.
It's so good to see you.
I come bearing good news as I come from the west side. The clouds have broken up over there, and we should be seeing some sunshine down there on this wonderful facility we have here at Elkhart.
Well, that's good to know the sun's going to be coming here momentarily. It's not that far from the main campus of Elkhart High School, the freshman division, so hopefully we see the sun break through pretty quick. Did you have a baseball update, or were you too busy getting stuff together?
Baseball update.
They were playing over there.
Oh, no, I did not even check. I am solely focused on my 5th and 6th grade football team. I did see that John Glenn was there. Their bus did arrive. But I wanted to get over here and take in some of this great unified track action that we've been accustomed to seeing out here now.
No question. So it's great to see, and I'm glad you're so diligent. You weren't even paying attention to the score. You're just concentrating on your 5th and 6th
I'll
graders.
get you a score update. We can
we can do that. You can get on the Twitter sphere or the X sphere, whatever they call it now.
Right now we have the baseball team leading 3-1, and it looks like the softball team has not started yet.
Yeah, they took the trip over to Walkerton. They were supposed to start at 6. So they may have been a little bit late, but we'll try to bring you those updates. But once again, we're really showcasing these athletes tonight in unified track. Senior night tonight, Keith. They had a really nice program before the meet started, and a large contingent. We have Mishawaka, Jimtown, Adams, Penn, Riley, and the host team, the Elkhart Lions. And once again, we want to give a shout-out to all the family and friends and viewers for those schools watching your athlete, or athletes as the case may be, to support these young people from your high school.
I did take a short break as I was parking out there in the parking lot to take in a couple throws over there on the shot put. Really good competition going on over there and really keeping it going rather quickly. They're doing a good job, all those athletes out there.
Yeah, I was mentioning on air here, Keith, that when I'm watching both the long jump and the shot put, how quickly the event officials are keeping these competitors going. And you have 2 attempts, and we have 9 groups of long jumpers of 8, and I think it was 8 groups of shot putters, and I've been through 7. I've been through 7 each, so I only have 2 to go for shot put. We're trying to make sure that we identify all the competitors tonight, and as I mentioned, certainly their friends and family and supporters of their school are watching on Michiana Video and on the WSBT platforms, and to watch their young person. But we want to make sure that we say their name.
Just talk about that turnout. That you said 9 groups,
Nine
jumpers,
9 groups of jumpers, and
Wow.
8 groups of shot putters. It's really a great turnout, and it just shows you also the growth of unified track and field.
That's what I wanted to touch on, especially here in the northern half of the state. This unified track program for the whole entire area has really taken off. And here at Elkhart, I'm pretty sure you've addressed this already. They've had success in the tournament that they go through.
At every step of the way. I mentioned that Coach Todd Sheely for the Elkhart Memorial Crimson Chargers, 2018 state champions, but Memorial before the merge had success. Obviously, the COVID wiped out the 2020 season, but in 2021 to the present, Elkhart High School has really showed up in tournament play in unified track and field. And I always think that Todd just has his hands full because he's the soccer coach too, and then he does unified track, but he has a real passion about these athletes.
Yeah, and you mentioned his soccer program, such a great program that he's building there, and then he's got some excitement, a new stadium he'll be playing
Oh
in.
boy, yeah, no question.
Every time I go by it, I'm giddy because I look up at that press box up there.
It's beautiful over at the former Charger Field at the main campus of Elkhart High School. Now going to be just a top-notch, state-of-the-art soccer facility with beautiful sod, beautiful stands, and amenities and accommodations for the athletes and any folks watching, for fans. So it's great to see that, and a great use of that field. There was a tremendous effort that went into constructing that facility.
Yep.
So I'm just heartened to see that it's being put to good use.
Officially named Lions Field, replaced Charger Field
Yep.
with Lions Field
Yeah.
on the press box. That went up rather recently here, but yeah, every time I drive by, I see the work they're putting into that. I spend a lot of time over there doing the football, elementary football, so able to see a lot of that over there and what they're building there.
And I know that the soccer programs really appreciate it, and it just helps to have a top-notch facility for the athletes to compete, and it's just going to be wonderful. And maybe we'll get a sectional or something out of it. Who knows?
Yeah, it's supposed to be, as a soccer stadium, one of the biggest high school soccer stadiums in the state of Indiana.
No question. As I mentioned, in history, I think Elkhart Memorial, I think that's opened around 2001 or 22, right in the 2002, in the early aughts, that Central and Memorial shared Rice Field for high school football, and the Chargers simply, for obvious reasons, wanted to have their own facility. Were able to get the funding together through the school corporation, and of course that long ago you didn't know you're going to merge, and put together. It was already there. Charger Field was an outstanding track. Jim Eager, the longtime track coach at Elkhart Memorial, Bringle Award winner at Elkhart High School, longtime coach here for both Elkhart High School and Elkhart Memorial. And then Mr. Eager coming back, I think he's still helping out Adam Homo a little bit.
Yep.
He's quite a fella. He's an Elkhart icon in his own right. But anyway, they already had the track and field facility there, just not many stands. And so then they basically built the stands and the infrastructure there for the Chargers to play football, and they did a wonderful job of getting that put together. And so now you're really making use of your facilities.
Yeah, and that was such a different feeling. That first time as growing up, I was following the Blazers, Elkhart Central, and that first time making that trip over the California road to sit in the bleachers with the sun glaring in your eyes, it was just a whole different feeling because you're used to switching stands here at Rice Field.
That's right.
Blazers would go over on the visitor side, and of course next year we'd be back on the home side, so you just kept switching at your home, and it's just different feeling when we got to go over there and watch them, and some great games over there also.
No question, and
great teams too.
Yeah, by the way, Joe Shane, we should give a shout out to him. He was part of some of those outstanding Crimson Charger teams. He has a big day, night ahead of him tomorrow. In the next couple days, is the general manager of the New York Giants, and our whole community is very proud of Joe and his accomplishments. Outstanding Elkhart Memorial Charger football player, then later on at DePaul, and then went into the NFL and worked his way up now as the general manager of the New York Football Giants, as they like to say. So shout out to Joe.
Definitely.
This is the first call for the 100-meter dash.
And now we're going through. As you can see, the number of competitors declining at each spot, Keith. That means they're towards the end. So we better make sure we identify the young people that were in Group 8 of the shot put. That would be Claire Woolman of Penn, Emma Manis of Mishawaka. 13-1 is her effort target. Samaria Morris, 13 feet for John Adams. Akila Wesson, 13 feet for Adams. Landon Bennett, 12.6 for Penn. Micah Ganzik, 12.3 for Penn. Kenzie Fazette, 11.9 for Mishawaka. And Allie Hudson, 11.5 for South Bend Riley. So that constitutes all the competitors in the long jump, or pardon me, in the shot put. And then let's go to the long jump and make sure we get those remaining competitors. And there's, like I mentioned, Group 8 and Group 9. We'll just go through all of them and make sure we don't leave anybody out. We've just had the first call for the 100-meter dash. Gracelyn Guest, 8.4 for Penn. Brooklyn Klatt, 8.2 for Penn. Maxwell Comfer, 8.1 for Penn. Alexis Ludwig, 7.11 for Penn. Melquiz Maradiega, 7.11 from Elkhart. Zariah Wiley, 7.10 from Adams. Quincy Comfer, 7.9 for Penn. And Harry Singh, 7.4 for John Adams. And finally, Group 9 in the long jump, Joe Curtis, 7.2 from Penn. Tinga Esther, 6.8 for Penn. Janiyah Matthews, 6'3" for John Adams. Dylan Flanagan, 5'7" for Adams. Arlena Schrock, 3'5" from Jimtown. Wesley Howard, 3'2" for Elkhart. Dominic Kexon, 2 feet from Riley. Cameron Ridgway, 1'7" from Elkhart. And Caroline Harmon from Riley, not with an effort reported, but I'm sure it has been reported since this was printed out. So again, congratulations to all the competitors doing their best to beat their effort rating or personal best. So we want to give the accolades to those athletes in the shot put and long jump.
Today's coverage is brought to you by OSMC, with 6 Michiana locations to serve you, and Bargain Right Thrift Store, supporting local educators in Elkhart County.
Today's game is brought to you by Bowling Vision Center. Amazing happens here. And A1 Concrete Leveling. Don't replace your concrete, repair it.
And we're back at Rice Field in Elkhart. And again, we want to thank all of our sponsors on Michiana Video. Your sponsorship supports Elkhart High School athletics. And we notice that the competitors now starting to dwindle down at each of the field events, and the long jump and the shot put as they're completed. We've had our first call for the 100-meter dash tonight. And we have, goodness gracious, I think we have about 8 heats in the 100-meter dash.
Holy cow.
Well, no, let's make it 11.
That's awesome.
Let's make it 11. We have 8 heats for the 400-meter dash. And I think it's going to be rapid fire, Keith.
Yeah.
the way they run these meets.
Definitely.
Which is great because I think it keeps the competitors active, keeps them engaged, keeps the spectators enjoy it and appreciate it. So it's great to see that.
Yeah, like you said, once we get to these track activities, it's going to go fast and furious, and we're anticipating a lot of effort out there on the track along with some speed.
No question. We have about an hour into tonight's track and field meet. Right now we're just about 7 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. And the light's on here at Rice Field. And as Keith mentioned, we see some patches of blue peeking through.
Yeah, put some sun out there for the baseball team before it gets here.
That's right. So we're bringing you all of the exciting action. And we'll be getting ready soon for the 100-meter dash. And we see some of the athletes starting to gather down by the starting blocks.
Yep, you might be able to hear in the background them asking to clear the track, so all the athletes and looks like fans down there getting off the track in anticipation for the 100 coming up here.
You know, I always notice all the blankets, Keith. There's always blankets. Track and field wouldn't be complete without blankets.
Exactly.
Oh boy.
This is not the warmest day of the week, and out there in the elements,
final call for the
little wind blowing around, never bothered anyone.
Third and final call.
Definitely want to keep warm out there though.
No question. Yeah, 48 degrees here in Elkhart, and wind out of the north at 8 miles an hour, gusting to 12. So for the 100-meter dash and for the final stretch of the 400-meter dash, you'll have a nice tailwind.
This morning about 5 a.m. they told me 52, and I was really hoping for 52.
I don't know if we got to 52.
I don't think we did either. Oh well.
And we look at the flags in the south end zone, and that they are blowing north to south.
It's like some competitors. We got some Penn competitors down there.
Absolutely. And we'll keep everybody organized. Once again, we want to thank you for your sponsorship on Michiana Video. Like us and follow us on Facebook on our way to 3,000 followers. And we thank all of our viewers on the WSBT media platforms.
Yeah, what a great opportunity to put these competitors out here, the Unified Track, on a such regional platform with WSBT picking up our streams, able to broadcast, give these athletes more exposure. It's just great. No question. We, as I mentioned, we have really 4 teams from St. Joseph County tonight, 2 teams from Elkhart County. This is kind of more of a regional meet, so to speak. But it's great to have all those viewers from all those schools supporting these athletes. So I see a Jimtown down there. Help me out with these colors, what we got. We got Penn in their usual Penn and black and gold. Yeah, we have Penn tonight, Keith. We have Mishawaka. Okay. Yeah, whenever you have Mishawaka and Jimtown together, it gets troublesome because Jimtown, or pardon me, Mishawaka is maroon. Yeah. Is Jimtown technically burgundy, or are they maroon? I'm not sure, but they're very similar. I'll monitor the. I think they're maroon too. So I think they're both maroon, and so that throws you off a little bit. Penn, of course, in their black and gold. Or black and old gold, as the Kingsmen say, and John Adams blue and red, and Riley is blue and gold. I just took a look at the comments, especially just on the WSBT stream, and a lot of Mishawaka fans in there watching tonight. Also some Penn and Adams fan, along with Jimtown Unified Track. That's wonderful. Fan in there, so that's great. Great. Gary, you want to play another coach's interview? Okay, we're going to wait till after the first race tonight. We've already heard from Coach Todd Sheely and Coach Kylie Murphy of Mishawaka. Coach Sheely, of course, for the Lions, and some great things
please report to the starting line.
That they had to say about Unified Track and how passionate they are about these athletes in this sport. And it looks like we're dwindling of athletes that remain to participate in the shot put tonight. and in the long jump as well. So a great job by our meet officials to get all these competitors through. And I can tell we have some of our special athletes in the long jump pit competing, in the same for shot put. We just saw a young person, I believe he is from Riley, competing by blue and gold. An athlete from Elkhart. And a lot of cheers. Oh my goodness. You see cheers and claps and high fives.
That is awesome.
All night.
Yes.
You can sign me up for this anytime.
Yeah, definitely. And the opportunity we have to also do unified flag football.
I mentioned that earlier. That's a ball.
Oh, yes, definitely. Nothing short of a regular football game out there. No layoff there. They go full speed, full one-handed catches, long runs. It is a joy to call.
No question. And it looks like we're pretty close to getting the first heat of this 100-meter dash underway. And I'm not sure if these competitors use blocks or not, Keith.
I don't think they'll be using blocks.
They might just be taking their marks. But they're getting them organized down there. As I said, they're going to have a tailwind tonight, which sprinters always like. Actually, distance runners take it too. You'll take a tailwind over a headwind anytime. That's true. As Gary pointed that out, the distance runners, they have no choice. They'll get both ends of the spectrum. And as I mentioned, even in the quarter mile tonight or the 400 meters, they'll get both of it. They'll get the headwind starting out and the tailwind on the home stretch, which they'll enjoy. So I see the competitors trying to get organized down there. And once they get them, they'll go pretty quickly. So we better just go ahead and let you know who's competing. In lane 1 is going to be Patrick DeKeever of Penn, 13:32 effort time. Miguel Acedo from Mishawaka. And goodness gracious, we're about ready to go. And they go. So we'll watch them as quick as we can. I got to be quicker on the setup here. Looks like the John Adams competitor in lane 3 is going to win this. And he does. That's Kenny Brown from John Adams with a time of 12.8. Other competitors, Andrew Anderson. Here's our CarQuest replay. And you can see Kenny with a nice start. Patrick DeKeever in lane 1 with a good effort as well. Hey, Gary, I have Coach Sheely up here. Do you want me just to use the live mic that I have? Okay. Yeah, okay. Here, Coach, this is live. He's about ready to come on right now. What timing. Coach, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Oh, awesome. We're getting some of the sights and sounds tonight, so it's great to have you. Thanks for coming up here.
Yeah, thank you guys for doing this. Obviously, I enjoy when you guys are out there for our soccer matches in the fall. I believe this is our second year, maybe third year that you guys have done a unified track meet. And I think for our sport to continue to grow, it's important for as many people to see it as possible.
Well, that's what we're trying to bring, and this is great tonight because you have kind of an NIC, NLC meet to some degree that you have to have these folks out here tonight from Mishawaka, John Adams, Riley, Penn, Jimtown, and, of course, the home standing Elkhart Lions. And, you know, we did a coach's interview with you earlier. As I understand it, you're the president of the Unified Track and Field Association?
Yeah, the Unified Coach Association of Indiana. And, oh, look at Tamari Morris.
Tamari Morris getting it done. Tomorrow will be going to the University of St. Francis and playing football. And I love the comments about how much he enjoys this. He enjoys being on a team, and folks generally care about each other and look after each other. It's just wonderful to see.
Yeah, you know, to my point earlier, the more people can see this, because I've often said, if you go to a unified track meet and you're in a bad mood and you still leave and you're in a bad mood, I think there's more that you got to check. to see these kids that not only support their teammates, but they just support everybody that's competing. To me, it's a true definition of a sport. Yeah, we're all competing to win. Every single one of us want to win and be successful. But we're going to make sure that we support each other along the way, and each other includes our opponents as well.
No question. And one of the things that Kylie Murphy from Mishawaka pointed out in her interview is basically not just here, but in the hallway. So these young people, they pass each other in the hallway. You might be a special athlete or partner athlete, but you have that acknowledgement and that part of being a team, that socialization aspect is certainly important too.
Yeah, I think the one thing that Unified Sports does is, to coin the phrase, the inclusion revolution or inclusion matters. The more we can look at people as individuals without labels, I think the better off we'll all be. Our goal is to take these young people when they become adults and they get into their 30s and 40s. They will have been on teams with students that may or may not have the same intellectual levels as them. They will be in classes with those same students. They will have letter jackets with those same students that have similar patches. And I think the more we can do that across sports in our schools, 10, 15, 20 years down the road, the better off we'll all be.
It makes everybody better, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
No question about it. I have to ask you a soccer question.
That's fine.
Because I know you were concentrating on Unified Sports, so let me ask you about soccer.
Yes, sir.
The new Lions field by the high school, how's that looking to you?
So far, it's coming in pretty good. They were out the other day doing some fertilization, but I think it's going to be really nice. A lot of people are putting in turf fields right now, and I think there's something to be said about that. But I'm excited to keep it natural grass and get out there, and hopefully we'll be able to play quite a few of our matches out there. But we still have a really nice old game field / current practice field, if you will, that if we have to slide over, we'll be there. Hopefully we get to a place sometime in Elkhart Lions history where we fill that stadium. It'd be a bit of a tall task, but we'll do our best to get there.
Well, it's a worldwide sport for sure, but most soccer teams, though, don't they like a natural field pitch?
Most people do. Some people prefer the turf just because you can play on it and train on it year-round. You don't have to worry about the mud or some of the weather that can affect those things. But like I said, I think the things that are going in at Lions Field, some of the aesthetics that are going to be with it are going to make it pretty special.
Well, that's outstanding. Let's go back to Unified Track. Tournament series, when's your sectional?
So our sectional will actually start Saturday, May 18th. It is at Penn High School. From there, it'll be the top 3 teams in the sectional will qualify for the regional. The regional is at Kokomo. There will be 12 teams at Kokomo. The top 6 qualify from there and move on to state at IU on June the 1st. So hopefully, we'll put ourselves in a position to be successful at sectionals. But again, like every other sport, Unified's growing.
Yep.
There's over 100 schools, 100-plus schools this year that are competing in Unified Track. And so that makes our sport better when there's more teams, but it also makes it more challenging to get out.
Well, and you've had a lot of success, obviously, in the tournament series, a state championship at Elkhart Memorial in 2018, and success here with the Elkhart Lions as well. What's your prospects for this postseason?
A couple years ago, I was standing up here and I was watching, and I had to radio down and tell some of the coaches, I said, hey, let's get the team to really support one another. We had lost that a little bit. And Saturday, about a week and a half ago, I was here and we had our Elkhart invite, and I was watching, and I picked up my radio and then I was able to put it back down. I did not have to make that call. I think the culture has changed and is changing in terms of our kids understand that we've got to support one another. We've got to be there. We've got to be there for somebody who maybe needs a little bit extra help, a little bit more encouragement, maybe somebody who needs to be there at the finish line with a bottled water or a sweatshirt when it's cold like tonight. But I think our team is embracing what it takes because it is a total team effort. As you know, the person who wins the first heat of the 100 scores as many points as the person who wins the 8th heat of the 100. So Unified has to have a good balance. We have kids that are throwing in the 50s all the way down in the teens. But that's what we need. We need balance.
Because it's all scored basically based on the effort score and based on. in the time.
Yeah, your heats and flights, so you're competing against likability.
Yep.
You're never going to have a person that throws 12 feet compete against someone who throws 40. You're going to be in likability, and where you finish 1 through 8 in that heat or flight is the number of points you get. Last year we had Braden Jellison, who was the best shot putter in the state, and got first team All-State. But we also had Leland Hendricks, who won the 8th heat of shot put and got first team All-State. Awesome. So again, both boys scored us 10 points each. Brendan Crouch the year before. And that's what it takes from a balance standpoint. And I like the depth of our team. I like the effort the team's putting in. In Unified, you got to have a little bit of luck in terms of seeding go your way. But I also think that our kids, they're tough kids. They're competitive kids. They're going to make sure that they give everything they can because they know that it's about some of their teammates who maybe don't have the opportunities they have. So they got to give everything they can for all of us.
Well, how many kids do you have total on your team this year?
We're actually up to 43 kids.
Wow.
When we were at Memorial, we were in the 30s and 40s. When we merged schools, we took a little bit of a dip. We're in the low teens. Last year, we were, I think, around 22, 23. So we've grown by about 20 kids this year. And with that can come different challenges. But we've got kids that have been here for 2 and 3 years now. They know how our program runs. And the kids that we've brought in have really just grouped in together and seen how the Lions run a unified track program and don't have to worry too much about things.
Well, it's interesting. Keith and I are watching tonight, Coach, and running the field events, you keep it going. I mean, these event people, they keep it going.
Yeah,
you had 9 flights of long jumpers and 8 flights of shot putters.
Yeah, we try to keep things moving as quick as we can to be respectful of all of our student athletes. Yeah. It's a long day, no matter where you're at. But for us, again, we want to make sure we try to get our meets done in 2.5 hours at most. We only do 2 attempts in shot put and 2 attempts in long jump on like a weekday meet like this, or when we had our invite a week and a half ago, because most of the time you will get 3 when it comes to tournament series. Just, again, to give everybody an opportunity to compete, but to keep things moving. So, yes, we would not be in a position we are without our event workers. I got to thank my coaching staff, Coach Stone, Coach Bartley, and Coach Brian Ketchum. I got to thank Kendall and Russ, our paraprofessionals that help with our student athletes as well, as well as just our entire administration athletically, as well as within the school, just the support they give our kids and the opportunities, to run on a nice track like this, compete in nice in field events like shot and long, be able to use the electronic timing system. But it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort, and without that and without people embracing what inclusion means, we're not in this place. So I'm excited. I'm happy. We can always keep doing a little bit more here and there. I thank you guys for coming out.
Oh, enjoy it.
Giving our kids a chance to showcase their skills, because they may not be the fastest, but I'll put their heart up against anybody.
No question. Coach, we appreciate your time tonight. We know you have a lot going on during the meet. Best of luck for the rest of the season, of course. Best of luck in soccer.
I'll see you in the fall, and thank you guys very much. Appreciate you.
Thanks. Coach Todd Sheely from Elkhart High School, Unified Track Coach, with some great words about the program and the wonderful support that he has here in Elkhart. And we got a little soccer in there, too. So it's a great evening to see Coach Sheely come up and visit with us. And we'll give you some more sights and sounds tonight. 100 meters has been going on as you've been watching. And I'm sure you're enjoying all of that. And we'll try to catch up with where we're at. And a very competitive race right there.
Run there in lane 3. A good run there in lane 3.
So we'll try to catch up with where we're at in the heats. Where we're at in the heats. Replay, Keith. Here's our CarQuest replay,
right
Keith.
There, as you see there in lane 3,
Start
right there.
Looks like Elkhart battling right there. As they come to
looks
the
like
line.
Elkhart battling right there.
Oh,
as they come
boy.
To the line.
They sure did.
Oh, boy.
That was a close. They sure did. I think Elkhart held off right there. So we'll try to identify the competitors as much as we can. Having a great talk with Coach Todd Sheely. Having a great talk with Coach High School Unified Track and Field Team. High School Unified Track and Field Team. And we're going to hear from one of our other unified coaches. Jimtown High School.
My name's Jessica Baker. I coach at Jimtown High School for Unified Track. At Jimtown High School for Unified Track. The Unified Track program. This is our first year. We started it to make everyone feel included and belonging. At our high school and belonging. It's just at our high school. We see everybody just connect and cheer everybody. It's just connect and cheer everybody on. It's just
leveling the playing field. Brought to you by leveling the playing field. Level. Brought to you by A1 Concrete Leveling.
And Coach Baker really echoing some of the comments. Really echoing Coach Shealy about inclusiveness. Coach Shealy about inclusiveness. Everyone involved and just a wonderful atmosphere. First year for Jimtown. Atmosphere. First year for Jimtown. Put this together. It looks like, Keith, if I could put this together, two Penn competitors in lanes 1 and 2. In lanes 1 and 2. So that would be Heat 7 that we're on. So that would be Heat 7 that we're on here. Zagmaveva, Rodriguez, Herringer, Baker, Zagmaveva, Rodriguez, Herringer, Baker, Wiley, and Thompson in Heat 7. Wiley and Thompson in Heat 7. Call this as we can. Call this as we can. Elkhart and lane 3. Elkhart and lane. That's Herringer. 3. That's Herringer. And that was Heat 7. And that was Heat 7.
Great effort there in lane 1. Took a little tumble there. Effort there in lane 1. Took a little tumble there. Got right back up and ran. That's the kind of effort you like to see.
Keith picked that up for me. As I was watching, I was paying attention to Becca Herringer. Right there's our replay, Keith. And that's part of right there's our replay. He's talking about watch this competitor in lane 1. She trips talking about watch this competitor in lane 1. She trips and falls. That's Azel Sigma Biva. I hope I said you're right. Your name Sigma Biva. And I hope I said you're right. And your name. She got back up and she was going to finish that race. She got back up and she was going to finish that race.
You asked for out here, and you asked for out here, and definitely got it there.
Definitely amazing. Our friends from Bowling Vision Center. Amazing happens here. Bowling Vision Center. Amazing happens here. Lane 1 Granger. The set Mishawaka Adams lane 1 2. Bennett lane 3 from Adams lane 2. Bennett 4 from Penn. 3 from Penn. Cardenas lane 4 from Penn. From Elkhart lane 5 from Randolph. Elkhart lane 6 from Jimtown. Redmond lane 7 Mishawaka from Jimtown. Dobby lane 7 Mishawaka from Penn. Dobby lane 8 from Penn. So I noticed, Keith, they stage those heats. So you see the competitors. They stage those heats. So you see the competitors. Right behind them are the competitors. Heat 8, and right behind them are the competitors. And will be coming down here. That will be coming down here.
Do a really good job, like we've been saying in this competition. Competition. Staging them like you said behind them. Everyone moving up one like you said behind them. Everyone moving up one spot.
And this is a pretty tight group here as far as effort times are concerned. As far as effort times are concerned. So we'll keep a good eye on them. So we'll keep a good eye on them. Oh, false start. Oh, we'll come back. Start. We'll come back. Oh, and now I think we have a. Oh, a lack now of I think we have a blank. A lack of a. Now we'll get adjusted. Blank. Now we'll get adjusted.
Oh.
Now we're out of blanks for the starter pistol. Now we're out of blanks for the starter pistol.
The sport grown in the area. We just watched sport grown in the area as we just watched that first season doing this kind of unified track competition. This kind of unified track competition. Growth that we've seen for the unified track. Growth that we've seen for the unified track, especially.
It's wonderful to see, and this is. It's wonderful to see, and this is a lot, and this is something we talk about inclusion a lot, and this is something that really supports gives young people a really good and gives young people foundation for differences among folks, but including differences among folks, but including everyone. Way to just a wonderful promote way to positive value. Promote a really positive value. So now the competitors are trying to stay warm. We're trying to get our blanks loaded. We're trying to get in the pistol. Our blanks loaded in the pistol. To start the race.
Tough right now for all those competitors to stand there as they competitors to stand there waiting for the sound of that. They're anticipating waiting for the sound of that. Looks like we're about ready to get things started to go off. Looks like we're about ready to get things started.
Otherwise, it's going to be ready, set, go. Otherwise, it's going to be ready, set, go.
Backyard style.
Yeah, backyard style, exactly. Yeah, backyard style, exactly. Race on race on foot or race on your bike. Race on set, go. Race on foot or race on your bike. Here we go. Ready, set, go. Here we go. Cronkite in lane 5. Cronkite off to a good start. 5 in the far lane. Good start, but Dobby in the far lane here in lane 9. Dobby Cronkite here in lane 9. With a head of steam for Elkhart. With a head of steam, and she's going to take Elkhart. And Samantha she's going to take it from Elkhart High School. Samantha Cronkite from Elkhart High School.
Job coming from behind there. Not real far behind, but coming from behind there. Get on her horse to get up there, and she did. Get on her horse to get up there.
Rachel Dobby with a good start for the Kingsmen. Rachel Dobby with a good start for the Kingsmen. And there's our replay.
Right here on the replay, how close this race was. Coming right there.
There's Samantha.
There. Good shot.
There's Samantha
out there.
Actually, about the last
crew out there.
Actually, 20 meters looks like she got Dobby. 20 right meters there looks like she got Dobby right there at the finish. And a great race, our friends from Northside, and a great race, our friends from Northside in Elkhart. CarQuest Auto Parts in Elkhart. 9. And now we're going to go on to Heat 9 from Elkhart. Flanagan from Adams. From Elkhart. Flanagan from Adams. Angle from Elkhart. From Mishawaka. Van Dexter from Mishawaka, Yakam from Mishawaka, Yakam from Mishawaka. And it looks like, I'm wondering a little bit here, Keith, if we combine some heats, if we combine some competitors maybe some competitors came matching up. Not quite sure if that's matching up. Sheet looks like Elkhart is lane 2. Our sheet looks like Elkhart is lane 2. And I think that is perhaps a Riley competitor in lane 1.
That's what.
Perhaps a Riley competitor in lane 1.
That's what I'm kind of thinking. See here, look on our screen. See here. Look
on our screen. Oh, that's another. That's Elkhart. Yeah. I'm sorry. Oh, that's another. That's Elkhart. I'm sorry.
To keep them warm out. Different with these sweatshirts on to keep them warm out.
Yeah. So we have Elkhart in lane 1, lane 2. In fact, we do have a John Adams. And then in fact, we do have a John Adams. So I don't know the additional 3. So I don't know the additional Elkhart competitor, and we have, it looks like a Riley competitor. This is first call for the 400. First call for the 400. So we'll try to identify. That young man. Penn Dexter was supposed to be in 6, but Penn Dexter was supposed to be in 6, but perhaps 8, and that's fine. Lane 8. I think that is. That's fine. I think that is Nicholas. In fact, Nicholas. And Van Acker from Mishawaka in the race. No. From Mishawaka in the race. Another. Everybody set here. Or try to get them set. Everybody set here. Or try to get them set.
Loading up again on the blanks. Loading up again on the blanks.
Need to get a new starting pistol. Need to get a new starting pistol. Nicholas was already off. There we go. Nicholas was already off. There we go. We have some races to go, so hopefully we can. We have some races to go. So there we go. We're off. Fix the starting pistol. There we go. We're off. And in lane 1, Elkhart running strong. Lanes 3 and 4, John Adams. And Elkhart right there. So a nice race for the Lions. And that was Heat 9 of the 100-meter dash. Listed for Heat 10 will be Anthony Mullis from Adams. Neva Wenzel from Elkhart. Cody McGillum from Elkhart. Cody McGillum. Carmelo Groves from John Adams. And Carmelo Groves from John Adams. And Akila Wesson from Adams. From the looks of it, that looks rather accurate as they line up. As they line up of the 100-meter dash. Heat 10 of the 100-meter dash. And some shivering going on down there. And some shivering going on down there. I think that's Braylon Clark and Braylon's. I think that's Braylon Clark and Braylon's for the Kingsmen. Braylon's shivering a little bit for the Kingsmen. Sweatpants on. She doesn't have any sweatpants. She has some bright shoes though. She has some bright shoes though. And we'll get these competitors lined up. Coach Shealy had another great point. This facility is outstanding. This facility scoring makes everything much easier. Scoring makes everything much easier. And it gives basically full participation and the equal participation for these athletes is what you want to promote.
All eyes on the track now as looks like all field events are over. Looks like all field events are over. In the sand pit. In the sand pit.
And it looks like we're about ready to get going here. Start
finish line.
Absolutely. I know Braylon Clark wants to get going here. I know Braylon Clark wants to get going here. Please fire that pistol. Please fire that pistol. Eva Winsell in her warm-up for Elkhart. Next to her, she's the only Elkhart competitor in this. She's the only Elkhart competitor in this heat. Now Anthony Mulis from John Adams. Motioning that from John Adams. He'd like to get going. Motioning that he'd like to get going. And it looks like Carmelo Groves is taking a seat. So that will be Akila Wesson will be from John Adams on the outside. From John Adams on the outside. Better get going. We might not have any competitors left. And see if they get the signal down here. See if they get the signal ready to go down here. Ready to go here.
Please report to the starting line. Please report to the starting line.
And try to get everybody set. Some of the signs from senior night, you see them in the stands. For Elkhart High School tonight. Each of the seniors for Elkhart High School tonight. Beautiful ceremony with family members. Beautiful ceremony with their student athletes. And now we're ready to go. And they're off. And tightly bunched. Weston for John Adams. On the outside for John Adams. Looking pretty strong. Her teammate Mulis on the inside trying to catch her. I couldn't quite get that, Keith. And I couldn't quite get that.
Definitely going to be 1-2 John Adams. Definitely going to be 1-2 John Adams for that one.
And we'll see what our CarQuest Northside Auto Parts replay reveals. I know I'm just happy for Braylon Clark that she was able to run. Was able to run.
All the race there. In third place.
Wesson right there. Mulis trying to get her. Wesson held him off. Great race, and then Clark in third. Great race. So then we're going to go to heat 11, the final. So then we're going to go to heat of the 100-meter dash. Final heat. Comfort of the 100-meter dash. To Crouch Elkhart lane 2. Hedrick Elkhart for Elkhart. Hedrick lane 4 for Elkhart. Caxon for Riley in lane 5, Howard Riley in lane Ridgeway, Howard in lane 6, Elkhart in lane 7 from Elkhart. So Elkhart has 4 competitors in this race. They're trying to get everyone set. And they're trying to get everyone track is cleared. So in baseball, we can report Elkhart with a big conference victory tonight. Elkhart with a big conference victory tonight. Falcons 6-2. Falcons 6-2. Or I stand corrected.
Well, this is,
I stand corrected.
Softball.
Oh, softball. We're going to go.
3-1.
Oh, 3-1. Elkhart winning.
3-1.
3-1.
So that was
a final score for baseball.
So that was a final score for
us up to date as he always does.
He's keeping us up to date as he always does.
Technology. He's much more proficient. Technology. I certainly am. Then I certainly not a real high bar there, Keith. Not a real high bar there, Keith. In the final heat, and they're off 11 in the final heat. Oh goodness, a great start in lane 2 by Comfort. Oh goodness, a great start in lane 2 by Comfort. Penn.
How about that?
But look at Elkhart. But look at Elkhart giving a great effort there tonight. Competing hard. And running through the line. Great to see. And running through the line. Great competition tonight. In the 100-meter dash. In the 100-meter dash. Not only were they finished, but they're always trying to improve. Not only were they finished, but they're always trying to improve. You're always trying to get that personal best. Mentioned earlier, Keith, a timer or a tape measure. A timer or a tape measure in this sport. So then we're going to move on to the 400-meter dash. We have 8 heats, and it looks like we have that are scheduled. 8 heats that are scheduled, and they'll try to keep the competitors going. Already staging the competitors. On the field. So heat 1 when it occurs. We'll have Miguel Rodriguez in lane 1 from Penn. Blake Jones from Elkhart in lane 2. Blake Jones from Adrian Gutierrez from John Adams in lane 3. Adrian Gutierrez from Leonardo Santiago from Penn in lane 4. Leonardo Santiago from Penn in lane 4. From Elkhart. Colin Krep in lane 5. Elkhart. Kamari Hennings from lane 5. Kamari Hennings Owen Marks from Elkhart lane 7. Owen Marks, Elkhart lane 7 from Elkhart in lane 8. And how about Elkhart in lane 8? And how about their runners on cue set? They're getting their runners in the 400 meters, as I mentioned here. In the they'll run the curve, as I mentioned. On the backstretch, they'll be running into the wind. On the backstretch, they'll be running into the wind with a tailwind. Stretch, they'll be with a tailwind.
Up a little bit. Legs up a little bit, north and the south.
Yeah, earlier I reported Keith. My phone said 12 miles per hour. It was like 12 miles per hour.
Football fields usually go north-south, but football fields usually go north-south. But
going to the north here.
This is configured north-south.
Okay.
This is configured north-south.
Okay.
Golfers and farmers, they can reach their phones as one of the former. I can tell you that it's the winds out of the former. I can tell you that it's 7 miles an hour, gusting out of the north to 7 miles an hour, gusting to 12. It has cooled down a degree to 47 degrees now. Give us that sun. Oh, goodness. Give us that sun. Oh, goodness. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. All right. Some instructions by our starter. Some instructions by our starter on the bullhorn. For the 400-meter dash, you stagger the start. 400-meter dash, you stagger the start. The metric time around the track. The metric quarter mile. So we'll have to reset them. Oh. I think that was a practice.
I tell you, I would have taken.
I think that was a practice. That was a practice shot. Okay, that was a practice shot.
On the gun, then you hear the gun going. On the gun, then you hear the gun going. Man, we'll get going.
So we'll try to catch them when they come out of the stagger. On the back stretch. And a clean start. One time around the track. Oh my goodness, wow. Right there on about lane. Oh my goodness, right there on about lane 4 is that would be Gutierrez actually in lane 3 from John Adams.
About halfway through that first turn,
and he's being pursued. By Krempik, and they go around the far turn. And they go around the far turn.
Whenever we do track, this is always an important turn. Whenever we do track, this is always an important turn.
Oh, no question. You have to maintain that form. Oh, no question. You have to maintain that a sprint. And this really is a sprint. And right there, how about Krempick from Elkhart? How about now? Here comes Penn from Elkhart. Striking out. Here comes Penn. Santiago is going to get Gutierrez, but he's not going to get Santiago and Gutierrez in that order. Santiago and Gutierrez in that order. Great run for Colin Krempick from Elkhart.
Last turn, seen the straightaway, coming out that last turn, seen the straightaway.
And it really is a controlled sprint. And it really is a controlled sprint. With a great run, and Colin really was steady, and as Keith mentioned, just really was steady, and as Keith mentioned, just a wonderful sprint to the line. So Elkhart with a nice victory there. And there's our friends from Northside Auto Parts. There's our friends from Northside Auto Parts. My goodness. Adrian Gutierrez. My goodness. Adrian Gutierrez.
On the back straightaway, looked like it was his race. On the back straightaway, looked like down here on the back race. As we get down here on the back straight, you'll see Lions competitor really start to put on the burners.
Just a wonderful effort. And you can see Krempick just keeping his form. And you can see Krempick just keeping his form. And really the favorite was Santiago. And really the favorite was Santiago. Second a 54 on our second effort. And he really had a nice kick at the end. But Krempick really had a nice kick at the end. But Krempick Gutierrez starting to labor a little bit there. Gutierrez starting to labor a little bit there. Kicking and striding out. And then Krempick overtakes him, and here comes Santiago. Overtakes him, and here comes Santiago. See the finish there, and a nice run for Colin. See the finish there, and a nice run for Colin. Santiago did catch Gutierrez, but not Santiago did catch Gutierrez. And so in Heat 2, we're going to have Jacobs from John Adams. And so in Heat 2, we're going to have Rodriguez from John Adams, Herzl from John Adams, Gallegos from John Adams, Sandler from Penn, Gallegos from Penn, Sandler from Elkhart, Carper from Jimtown, and Ham Carper from Jimtown, and Ham from Penn, and they're off. And once again, we'll get them off the stagger. And once again, we'll get them off to the back stretch. As they come to the back stretch. And it looks like early on.
Action mid-pack right there.
That would be
action mid-pack right there.
That would be, I think, from Jimtown. He's kind of wearing from Jimtown. A gray shirt. Nobody's gray in this meet. A gray shirt. Nobody's gray in this meet. Throws you off a little bit. So that we'll try to identify them better as they come. We'll try to identify them better as they come. And again, around the stagger, which you always have to keep in mind. And again, through the stagger, which you always have to keep in mind too. Turn and actually off that in lane 3 with a healthy lead. In lane 3 with a healthy John Adams is Herzl from John Adams. Guetta Gomez from Elkhart running a strong race. Guetta Gomez from Elkhart running a strong race from Penn. And he's followed by Sandler going to get Herzl. But nobody's going to get right there by. But a nice run right there by Damian Guetta Gomez, Nathan Sandler from Penn, and then Nathan Sandler from Penn.
We're going to use that electronic timing because that was rather close.
So nice race again. That was Heat 2 of the 400. So nice race again. That was Heat 2 of the 400-meter dash. You have Rex Smith and Courtney Hamilton on the cameras tonight. Courtney Hamilton here on the cameras tonight. They're keeping warm here at Rice Braving the elements. They're keeping warm, braving the elements.
Report the sun is out, though I don't think we'll get any on the field because of the location.
And you're exactly right, my friend. And you're exactly right, my friend. Keith Weather accurately reported. He is the weather. Is the Mike Hoffman retired now? Is the Mike Hoffman with Mike Hoffman? With Mike Hoffman.
Rodney the Rodent.
Okay.
Or
Al Roker? I don't know. Or Al Roker? Al Roker, I think, is pretty famous. Actually, Willard Scott. Al Roker, I think, is pretty famous. Actually, Willard Scott was really kind of an iconic weather. And Al Roker for many years on Today's Show. And Al Roker for many years on Today's Show. I get better identify the WSBT. I get better identify the WSBT. Weather person, our friends on the WSBT, our friends on the WSBT. Well, Abby Wepler and Carrie Peugeot, of course. I'm just thinking of old time. Of course, I'm just thinking of old time for the CBS. Old time, and then television network for the CBS. But anyway, television network. But anyway, TV nostalgia. Regardless of Heat
TV
3,
nostalgia.
we have Samaria Morris from
Heat
Adams.
3, we have Samaria Morris from Adams.
Miradiega from Elkhart. Nicholas Pendexter from Riley.
Elkhart. Nicholas
James
Pendexter
from
Riley.
Adams. Grace Fisher
James
from
Jappa.
Penn. Kenny Townley
Adams.
from
Grace
Mishawaka.
Fisher from Penn.
Gus Rinke
Kenny Townley from Mishawaka.
John
Gus
Adams
Rinke
and Tommy Asbury
from John Adams
Elkhart.
and Tommy Asbury from
And we're getting
Elkhart.
the competitors set. This is Heat 3 of the 400-meter dash. This is Heat 3 of the 400-meter dash. And we have a clean start. And we have a clean start. And we look like we have a couple scratches there, Keith. From the original 8, we're down to.
Yeah, strong run going on there at the front. Yeah, strong run going on there at the front.
Have to think that is Kenny Townley from Mishawaka in the maroon.
Kenny Townley from
right there is Miradiega.
But right
from
there
Elkhart
is Miradiega.
See what happens coming
from
out
Elkhart.
of this turn. It's going to be a tight one. See what happens coming out of this turn. It's going to be a tight one. First and second and third still hanging in there.
And once again, they're coming around.
The back turn heading for home.
Miradiega
is from Elkhart. Kenny Townley from Mishawaka. Kenny Townley from
Mishawaka looking to regain that lead he had, but look at Elkhart coming on the
Elkhart
outside.
on the outside. That's Tommy Asbury.
Elkhart on the outside. That's Tommy Asbury with a strong race. Can Tommy Asbury with a strong race. Can Tommy hold him off?
Stretching it out. How about that?
Tommy stretching it out. How about that?
With a great come from behind win in the 400-meter dash. Tommy Asbury from Elkhart. Tommy Asbury from Elkhart High School.
That last 100 was key for him. He came around there and got it going. Like we said before, turned the burners
Great
on
run for Tommy. Great
All
run
right.
for Tommy. And then, of course, we want to give a shout out.
And then, of course,
we want to give a shout out right there
to South Bend Riley's.
Nicholas Pendexter.
Nicholas running hard. Nicholas running hard.
Still pushing down there.
He is.
Still pushing down there.
He is. And Nicholas staying warm. He has his running pants and a windbreaker on. Now he's going to pick up. Look at this. Windbreaker on. Now he's going to pick up. Look at this. And with a very strong finish. Nicholas Pendexter from South Bend Riley. South Bend Riley.
And we're going to have a coach's interview right now before we go to Heat 4.
I'm Coach Jonathan Boyer with Riley Unified Track. One of the biggest reasons I'm helping in coaching Unified Track is to give athletes opportunity to compete, no matter how underprivileged they are, no matter how underprivileged they are, same opportunities make them feel that they can compete and just get the same high school chance everybody else has. I think it's a blessing that some of us don't realize that we have these athletes. Abilities that we get to come appreciate their abilities just as much as we should come appreciate their abilities just as much as we appreciate everybody else. So that's one of the reasons.
Leveling the playing field. Brought to you by Leveling the Playing Field. Leveling. Brought to you by A1 Concrete Leveling.
And again, a very positive message. From
the Riley Wildcats.
And again, Keith, one of the Wildcats.
We know that Unified Track is growing.
We know
again,
that
it's about
opportunities
growing.
Coach just mentioned.
Again, it's about opportunities
for young people
just mentioned.
All different
for young people
to compete.
All different
and do their
backgrounds
best
to
compete, be part of a team
and do their best.
Very positive things going on there on the south side.
Very positive things going on there on the south side.
So great to see them out with a Unified Track team.
So great to see them out with a Unified Track team.
So we're going to go to
Heat 4.
So we're going to go to
of the 400 meters.
This will be Zimmerman from Adams.
The 400 meters. This will be Zimmerman from Adams.
Powell from Jimtown.
Lawson from
Powell
Adams.
from
Jimtown.
Scotson from Adams.
Shepard from Penn.
Scott from
Mishawaka.
Cook from Elkhart.
And
Elkhart.
Sandler
Cook from Elkhart
from
Penn.
Sandler.
And it looks like everybody.
And it looks like everybody is competing. Or most everybody. Looks like we have
most everybody.
You always have a couple scratches.
Like
in these types of meets,
particularly
in these types of meets,
particularly
where your health is, and
depending on
where your health
circumstances are,
where your circumstances are.
You might be a scratch, just depending on health and other factors. Just depending on health and other factors. And we're about ready for heat 4. And we're about ready for heat 4. As Keith mentioned, the shadows now. Keith mentioned over the press box from the west to the east here. Over the press box from the west to the east here. Most of the field in Elkhart has covered most of the field.
Some portions of this track that we will see the runners some portions of this sunlight. We will see the runners mostly on the back end. Some sunlight, mostly on the back end. Flag's about ready to go out, signifying they're ready to go here in the press box. Signifying they're ready to go here in the press box. Oh no. Oh no.
Uh-oh. There we go. There we go. The pop and the start. We hear the pop and the start. Like we have 6 competitors competing here in heat of the 400-meter dash. Of the 400-meter dash. On the backstretch. On the backstretch. Sandler from Penn looks strong, but she's running. Looks strong, but she's running.
Nice mid-pack battle we got going on here. Nice mid-pack battle we got going on here. Always, as we make this last turn. See what happens. Always, as we've seen in the previous 400s. As we've seen in the previous 400s.
No question. No question. Runners really holding their strides pretty decently here. Runners really holding their strides pretty decently here. Around a minute and 20 seconds on their effort times. A minute and 20 seconds on their effort times. And now in lane 2, and now in lane 2, but now here's Elkhart. Asher Powell racing away. Here's Elkhart racing away. That's Cassidy Cook. That's Cassidy Cook. And she looks really strong. And she looks really strong. And she's going to win this heat. And she's going to win this heat. Scott from Mishawaka right there. Scott from Mishawaka right there. Jimtown second and third, but a very competitive second and third, but a very competitive heat 4 of the 400-meter dash.
Yeah, we're really clumped up there as they made that final turn. Yeah, we're really clumped up there as they made that final turn. As they came out of that turn, and then as they came out of that turn there, Elkhart competitor really turned it on there. Closed the gap, but Mishawaka
Cassidy Cook from Elkhart. Cassidy Cook from Elkhart. Mishawaka couldn't quite catch her, so a very competitive. Couldn't quite catch her, so a very competitive 400-meter dash. We'll go on to heat 4 of the 400-meter dash. We'll go on to heat 5, and we're going to go to a coach's interview. And we're going to go to a coach's interview.
Hey, so I'm Bennett Blazo. I'm the head coach for Penn High School for Unified Track and Field. Penn High School for Unified Track and Field. I've gotten into this I help with Special Olympics here because I help with Special Olympics for their track program. And I learned about the Unified program starting to pop up throughout the Unified program starting to pop up throughout to get that too. I was like, so I learned about working with that too. So I learned about working with to kind of get that part going, to kind of get that going. And, you know, it's
top of that, so
he's directing. He's doing all sorts of stuff. He's directing. He's doing all sorts of stuff. Once again, that brings up how well he can do. He's just concentrating on your local business for Michiana morning. Concentrating on your local business for Michiana morning. Noon and 12:30 on Saturdays. Noon and 12:30 on Saturdays. And he can produce when Gary's focused on you, and he can produce your local video showcasing. You will reach your local business audience in the Michiana audience in the Mishawaka, South Bend, Elkhart. Mishawaka, South Bend, Elkhart, northern Indiana, and all points in northern Indiana and southwestern Michigan. So we'll be ready momentarily. Here for Heat 5 of the 400-meter dash. Sasserman, Blair, Foster, Singh, Sasserman, Reinholtz, Foster, Tinga, Marino, Reinholtz, Tinga, Marino in this race.
One of our viewers chimed in. Jimtown has gray shirts. Jimtown has gray shirts. School colors are.
Well, Gary and I were going back and forth. Well, I thought they were maroon as well as Jimtown. I thought they were maroon as well as Jimtown. I remember could they possibly be burgundy? It's a maroon and burgundy to me, Keith. There's not a lot. It's a maroon and burgundy to me. Maroon has a little bit more difference. Is that the one that has more purple in it, or would that be burgundy? Is that the one that has more purple in it, or would that be burgundy? She'll know. I better ask my wife tonight. Yeah, we'll get a color wheel up here or something. Yeah, we'll get a color wheel up here. Difference between maroon to help us with our difference. Okay, so we're on the back stretch right now. Okay, so we're on the lime stretch right now. In some lime shoes out there. Well, there's no Jimtown competitors in this one. Well, there's no Jimtown competitors in this one. But we'll see. I think that's come around. But we'll see as they come around. If we're staying in our sign lanes. And Ivy is running, in fact, in lane 5. So I was able to pick that one out. So Ivy Beck from Penn. I was able to pick that one out. Ivy Beck from Penn.
You can keep it together. Strong push here on the outside. Keep it together. Strong push here on the outside. On the inside.
That's Blake Blair from Mishawaka. Blair. A nice run by Ivy Beck from Penn. A nice run by Ivy Beck from Penn. And the Elkhart competitors 3rd and 4th. And the Elkhart competitors 3rd and 4th. With a nice run as well. With a nice run that was Sasserman and Reinholtz. So that was Sasserman and Reinholtz for Elkhart. Taylor and Mia. Way to go, young ladies. Mia. So Elkhart was strong, young ladies. But Elkhart not strong going to be able to catch. But not going to be able to catch from Penn with a strong run in the 400 meters. Penn with a strong run in the 400 meters in Heat 5. So then we'll go to Heat 6. So then we'll go to Heat 6. Woolman from Penn, Elkhart. LeSure from Aaliyah Sledge, who we remember from volleyball. Aaliyah Sledge, who we remember from volleyball. Metcalf from Penn, Elkhart. Waits, Metcalf wrestling. Waits, wrestling athlete, Elkhart. Gross from Penn and Elkhart. Snyder from Penn. Gross from Penn and Snyder from Penn. So we'll get everybody lined up. See the buses starting to line up. As we can see the buses starting to line up. Here's our coach interview.
Hey, so I'm Bennett Blazo. I'm the head coach for Penn High School for Unified Track and Field. Penn High School for Unified Track and Field. I've gotten into this and pushed for Olympics here because I help with Special Olympics for their track program. And I learned about the Unified program starting to pop up throughout Indiana. Starting to pop up throughout Indiana, and I was like, so I went about working with that too. So I went about the athletic director to kind of get that going, and it's a great mission to bring kids of all ability levels together in an environment where they promote each other, in an environment where they promote each other, relationships that will go beyond just the sport. Relationships that will go beyond just the sport. I have kids that are still hanging out after they're still bonding, having bonfires, and they're still bonding, having bonfires. I just got a picture this last fall of former alumni hanging out together after school, still bonding, and that's important after school. Lasting relationships.
Leveling the playing field. Brought to you by Leveling the Playing Field. Leveling. Brought to you by A1 Concrete Leveling.
And again, a common theme tonight: socialization, inclusion, and camaraderie, athletics, camaraderie that
people
athletics
together,
brings
and you build these bonds
together, and
as you build these
young
bonds
people, and they
as
stay for your
young
whole
people,
life.
and they stay
many occasions
for your whole
About the
life.
observation
on
he
many
had,
occasions.
Saw unified track going on around, went straight to saw unified track going on around, went straight to athletic track.
Jeff Hart does a really nice job over at Penn High School. Jeff Hart does a really nice job over at Penn High School. So that's wonderful to see. Again,
that's wonderful.
Again, the
to
Kingsmen,
see.
you have to give them
Again,
a ton of
and
credit.
again,
the
the
Kingsmen,
awesome
you have to give them a ton of credit.
They've been awesome,
offering a variety of sports, offering a variety of clubs, intramurals, and activities, clubs, intramurals in the Penn Harrison Madison School District. So
in the
Penn Harrison
Madison
School District. So
the Penn
big shout out to the Penn Kingsmen. And right here, speaking of the Kingsmen, that looks to be Hayden Gross, but now she's being overtaken. Hayden Gross, but now she's inside by Aaliyah Sledge. On the inside by Aaliyah Sledge.
Elkhart might go 1, 2, 3 here.
Aaliyah looks really strong right here. Aaliyah looks really strong right here. Here comes LaSure. Elkhart, that's Addison and Waits on the outside trying to catch her for a sweeper sweeper. Trifecta. And they hit the trifecta. Kentucky Derby a week from Saturday for those of you. Kentucky Derby a week from Saturday for those interested. Of you. The first Saturday in May. Interested. The first Saturday in May. I'm interested for about 2 minutes, Keith. I'm interested for about 2 minutes, Keith. That's why I'm interested for 2 minutes.
Exactly.
That's why I'm interested for 2 minutes.
Exactly, because you could be watching.
I think it takes 2 minutes, doesn't it? Or 2.5. Whatever it takes, doesn't it? Or 2.5. Whatever it takes. Okay, and I can tell you I've came out even so far in Kentucky. And I can tell you I've came out even so far in Kentucky.
Never lost and I've never won.
Betting. I've never lost and I've never won. Something to be said for that, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, but anyway, let's go to Heat 7. Let's go to Heat 7. Amaya Ash from Mishawaka, Samantha Cronkite from Mishawaka, Samantha Herringer from Elkhart, Becca Herringer from Elkhart. Minor from Penn. Christlyn saw minor from Penn. Saw Unten from Penn. Jadil and Sanabria Patino Sanabria Jimtown. Patino from Jimtown. And we'll get those competitors set for you.
A lot of infield work going on right now as we. A lot of infield work going on right now as relays. They made the announcement for relays.
Get everybody organized and ready to go. Buses are warming up. Buses are warming up for the visiting teams tonight. I'll tell you what, before the NIC boys and girls meet, they better have a backup starter pistol.
Yes. I like the word choice there, son of a gun.
I think part of it is too. Oh, goodness. You're in Heat 7. We're having fun here at Rice Field. We're having fun here at Rice Field Track for Elkhart Unified Track, hosting Mishawaka, Jimtown, Adams, Riley, and Penn. Rather cool spring night. Now the sun starting to come out. But now the sun starting to come out towards the west. As it goes towards the west. And we'll see how they come out of the far turn. Heading for home. That looks to be Minor. From Penn. Minor from Penn. Unton from Penn right with her. 10 meters behind. Here comes Elkhart. 10 meters behind. Here comes Elkhart. She's trying to make a late kick. She's trying to make a late kick.
In the second there.
She sure does.
In the second there.
But it looks like Minor's going to win. And she does. Cronkite from Elkhart finishes second. Cronkite from Elkhart finishes second. Third. And a tight between Patino and Unton. between Patino and Unton. So a nice race there for Minor from Penn High School. So one more heat to go here in the 400 meters. So one more heat to go here in the 400 relays. And that'll be time for relays. And we'll have 2 heats of the 4x100 tonight. And we'll have 2 heats of the 4x100 tonight. So we'll get that underway here momentarily, but we have one more heat to go here momentarily. And we have one more heat to go in the 400 meter dash from John Adams, Joe Curtis from Penn, John Adams, Joe Curtis from Elkhart, Haley Kruger from Penn, Elkhart, Emma Manis from Mishawaka, Emma Manis from Mishawaka, and Arlena Schrock from Jimtown. Well, wait a minute, maybe not everybody. Well, wait a minute, here she comes. And we have 5 competitors, and we have 5 competitors. And now they'll have to go to the staggers. And now they'll have to go to the staggers. All 6, okay. All right. Actually, we have all 6, okay.
All right.
That's good to see. In the right spot. She has to get in the right spot. I think that's Arlena Schrock.
Shot down there as they're getting
There's Buck,
down there
co-athletics director. There's Buck, Elkhart High School. Co-athletics director at Elkhart High School.
It's been doing a lot of work right down there. Around doing a lot of work right down there around the finish line. What was the finish line? Making sure everyone's in their right spots. Making sure everyone's in their right spots.
And Larry Kissinger out there as well from Elkhart Athletics. From Elkhart Athletics. And we'll get everybody set. Hopefully Larry's gun can go off. Just 3 more times. Larry's gun can go off just 3 more times. 3 blanks in the chamber. Blanks, one at a time. In the chamber, one at a time. Here we go. Hey, a clean shot and a clean start. A clean shot and a clean start. So we'll keep an eye on these competitors. Dylan Flanagan with a unique style. On the inside there. On the inside there. Pumping those arms. Trying to hold his form. A lot of encouragement. We see athletes. A lot of cheering on their teammate. Cheering on their teammate.
Pace evens up there in the final turn.
It sure has. As Flanagan off to a quick start, but now he's trying to hold his form together. And right there in lane. Is Deinhardt from Elkhart. And she looks really strong. She's showing good form down the home stretch. Way to go, Hayden. Way to go, Hayden. And she's going to take this. In Heat 8. Flanagan right there. Penn competitor, I think that's Joe Curtis. And on the outside, we have Arlena Schrock from Jimtown. Finish it up. And they'll finish it up. Arlena with a nice kick at the end. All right. And then, we have another competitor from Penn. That's Haley. Haley's trying to leg it out. Haley's trying to leg it out. That was probably Emma Manis from Mishawaka. Here's Arlena. That was probably Emma Manis from Mishawaka. Here's Arlena. That's that whole maroon from Jimtown. That's that whole maroon thing. And then Arlena with a late burst here. Getting cheered on by her teammates. Fellow competitors from other schools. You hear all that clapping and cheering for the young lady. She finishes strong. All right. She finishes strong. All right. I just love to see that. You see all those other kids from other schools. You see all those cheering her on. Everybody on. The other schools cheering her on. A lot of support in Unified Track.
A lot of support in Unified Track. Penn competitors are cheering on who's on the track. It doesn't drop in volume. It doesn't drop in volume for everyone across that line. It keeps up and everyone's cheering for everyone across that line.
No question. So we'll have relays now, 4x100. So we'll have relays now, 4x100. On our sheet has the Adams. On our sheet, number 2 team, an Adams team. Number 2 team, an Adams team. Elkhart in lanes 4, 2 and 3. Elkhart Jimtown in lane 4, Penn in lane 5. Jimtown, and we'll see if that's how they continue to line them up. And we'll see if that's how they continue to line them up. Boys and girls are going to run at the same time. Boys and girls are going to run at the same time. I didn't. I guess now I understand it. We're just going to put everybody in. Now I understand it. We're just going to put everybody in. Since we had 5 boys teams and we had 5 boys teams, 4 girls teams. We have 9 lanes. 4 girls teams. We have 9 line up everybody at the same time. So we're going to line up everybody at the same time. Boys, girls competing against girls. Competing against boys, girls competing against girls. Which is nice. We'll get that race combined. We'll get that race combined. It's 8 after 8. We've been out here for a while, Keith. 8 after 8. We've been out here for a while. The organizers are just trying to. The organizers are just trying everybody a little bit quicker on their buses. A little bit quicker on their buses. Indicated, he said, 2.5 hours. Indicated, he said, this is a large meet with this many teams, but this is a large meet with this many teams, but wonderful. Again, it's just wonderful. If you don't leave. Better than he said, if feeling better than when you came in, feeling better than when you came in. But this is just probably a wonderful event. This is just a wonderful event to supporting each other, the young people supporting each other, the inclusiveness, the camaraderie. It's really great. It's really great. They'll send everybody to their spot in the 4x100. And that's a task in itself to some degree. Yeah. And then you have to judge those passing zones, and don't drop the baton.
Yes.
And this is the final event of the evening here in Elkhart. And again, we hope you've enjoyed all the coverage. Highlighted these athletes, and that you were able to see the athletes that you were interested in, and some great coaches interviews tonight. Coach Todd Shealy of the Elkhart Lions joined us live in the booth, and it's just been another wonderful evening at Rice Field, part of Coach Tom Kerr Athletic Complex, just east of downtown, in Elkhart. And now we're trying to get everybody set. The competitors in the third leg, the furthest walk.
Walk over there to the end of the final turn there. They're all settled there.
So Buck is over with the competitors for the third leg. Larry Kissinger with the competitors in the first leg. And I see some other folks at each point to make sure that there's an appropriate exchange in the exchange zone that is designated for your lane.
I tell you, it's been an active week here at Rice Field for football taking place every night. Now you have this fabulous event going on. Never a dull moment here.
Well, I mentioned earlier, before you could join us after your coaching duties, that Coach Trevon Curry, a wonderful media presentation on social media, his players, and already you see that connection that he has with the Elkhart Lions, and so I'm looking forward to a very exciting season of Elkhart Lions football.
Taking that all the way down to the elementary, congratulating kids. They're making plays out there. He's out there on the field, giving encouragement, giving instruction too.
He lives and breathes it. So that's great to see. So again, our final event of this evening, we have both boys and girls together, which is a great time saver after this type of meet with this many competitors. But again, you love to see this many competitors out. So we'll watch both the boys and the girls.
Huge run out of there.
And again, you have to pass the baton within your passing zone.
And after you make that pass, stay in your lane. You don't want to get in the way of anyone. Doing a good job of that so far.
And Elkhart dominating so far tonight with their team on the third leg already here. And coming around the far side, the Lions with a sizable advantage. And we'll see if they can hold a clean pass. And John Adams second. And Elkhart with a very fine race on the boys' side. They'll finish second. Adams second. Looks like they're going to take third over the second Adams team. The girls' side. There's the Penn Kingsmen. As they race down lane 6. That would be the Jimtown team right there. And I don't see. Am I missing anybody, Keith? Did we only end up with two girls teams running tonight? Okay. I thought we would have Elkhart run the Lions unless they drop the baton someplace. But that looks like that's going to conclude it. So a very strong effort by the Elkhart boys. And congratulations to them on 4x100 relay win. So a lot of excitement, captured on the field, and we're about 2 hours and 15 minutes into tonight's meet. Coach Todd Shealy, word, isn't true to his word, isn't he? You have an update for us on softball tonight?
It's like Elkhart 3, Glen 2, top of the 8th.
Oh boy, we have a delay over in extras. So we'll see what happens there. Again, we're going to have more baseball and softball action for you on Michiana Video this spring.
Elkhart softball sit in a tie game, or was that?
No, baseball won. And then you said it was tied there in softball. So a nice win for Coach Scott Ross Lions over at Elkhart High School tonight. And of course we'll have some exciting baseball and softball action still to present you this season. As I mentioned earlier, we'll be back here in early May for the NIC Boys Championship. As you see the teams now gathering around their coaching staff, organized to get organized to make sure everybody's accounted for.
I believe they take a picture.
Oh, that's right. The group picture is always coming up, isn't it? So that's part of a tradition of unified track. And of course, our Mishawaka video production team is giving you some close-ups of some of the athletes as they're congregating around, and so try to get those smiling faces for you on Mishawaka Video and across the WSBT media platforms. Like us and follow us on Facebook. Mishawaka Video on our way to 3,000 followers on a beautiful chilly cold night in Elkhart. I'd say it's not. I'd say it's not cold. It's kind of a chilly cold. It's kind of a chilly cold. Not quite cold. Freeze warning tonight. Gary, you have anything else for us tonight? There's our upcoming schedule. Just speaking about softball and baseball. We'll be back over here at the freshman complex. At the Elkhart Athletics Complex for softball against John Adams on Monday. And we'll stay there on Wednesday as the Marion Knights come to town. And next Monday we'll be at Elkhart High School for the South Bend Riley Wildcats as they will visit the Elkhart Lions, and then the girls NIC track championship is the following night on May 7th. The boys will be on Thursday, May 9th. Like us and follow us on Facebook. Anything else, Gary? Yeah. Calliope, 7 years old tonight. Or today. She's been 7 years old all day. Happy birthday, Calliope. So once again, for our Mishawaka video production crew, Courtney Hamilton and Rex Smith, expert commentary analysis, and all the technology wizardry of Keith Bieber up here in the booth with Matt Yakey. We hope you've enjoyed Elkhart Unified Track and all the competitors competitors visiting tonight, Mishawaka, Jimtown, Adams, Riley, and Penn. And so once again, we wish you a pleasant good evening from Elkhart. And as always, go Lions!
Thank you for watching tonight's game here on the Michiana Video Facebook. Be sure to like us and follow us so that you don't miss any of the Elkhart Go Lions! Go Lions!